Our wines are all handmade on our vineyard here with Estate Production. We produce about 12,000 cases a year, and the beautiful thing about our wines is that because we really personalize the craft, we have a multitude of different clones. For instance, we have 4 different clones of Cabernet Sauvignon, 4 different clones of Merlot, and 2 different clones of Cabernet Franc.
Where we are here on the Black Sage Bench, it's a really interesting piece of terroir. We have a beautiful southwest exposure, really warm, hot weather, very little precipitation, low humidity, and we're on a really deep sandy bench here. So a long time ago when the McIntyre Bluff was a giant ice dam, when that broke a long time ago, there was a lot of silt and sand behind that slowly drained out for years and years and years, and we're really on with the sand deposits here. So a little bit of silt, a little bit of loam, but predominantly sand, up to 100 feet deep where we're standing.
Here we have over 400 different barrels. 80% of our oak is French, 20% is American, and what we like to do is concentrate 1/3 of our wine in brand new oak, 1/3 of the wine in 1-year-old oak, and 1/3 in 2-year-old oak. At our Wine Experience Center, we provide food accompaniment to the wine tasting experience that comes in the format of handmade pizzas or a beautiful charcuterie plate. We find our guests really love the opportunity to taste the wines and at the same time have a chance to have a bite of food to really accentuate the wine tasting. Our guests have the opportunity to taste all 6 of the Black Hills wines, which include our Syrah, our Carmenere, our Nota Bene, and on the whites, our Alibi, our Viognier, and our Chardonnay, the full portfolio tasting experience. Our Nota Bene is a very special wine for us. It's our flagship wine, and it's one we put in a tremendous amount of work and effort into creating. We grow 4 different clones of Merlot in our vineyard. We have 4 different clones of Cabernet Sauvignon and 2 different clones of Cabernet Franc. Each one of these clones has its own different flavor profile. We pick these clones separately, we ferment them separately, and then we barrel age them separately. Then, after over a year barrel aging, when they're blended together, all the different flavors come together and create this amazing depth and complexity to our wine. It takes a lot of effort to go through that trouble to ferment all these clones separately. It would be a lot easier just to blend it together right from the get-go. But all that extra time and effort creates this luscious wine that has great depth from the front of the palate right to the back. And that's really what makes us the flagship that we have. We have 3 tremendous events each year at Black Hills Estate Winery. Our first takes place every June, and it's our Nota Bene release party, where over 300 guests get together and celebrate the release of the new vintage of Nota Bene, and it's a real entertainment extravaganza. In the summer, we have the Midsummer Night's Dream, which is a spectacular event and party at our Wine Experience Center, where we have synchronized swimmers performing a beautiful water ballet in our water feature. And in the fall, we have a very special event called the Nota Bene Vertical Tasting, and that's where guests get to sit down and have 16 different vintages of Nota Bene poured in front of them. So with the guidance of our winemaker, we get to taste every wine from 1999 all the way up to the current vintage of 2014. A spectacular way to see how Mother Nature evolves itself and how our wines shape up and age so beautifully. And after tasting 16 different wines, we make sure each and every one of our guests is given a shuttle ride home. Nobody gets to drive home afterwards because we're sure they're going to enjoy to the last drop each one of those vintages of Nota Bene.